Hello, hello, hello. Just trying to move the camera back. Is that better? There we go. How is everybody? Happy Friday. Are you excited? It's Friday. I'm excited it's Friday. So today is, I already did it in one eye. We are going to do like a smoky eye technique, but with some really fun colors. Look at these. We got some oranges, blues, purples. This shows you not to be afraid of color. So I am Mandy with Makeup Mandy. If you do not see that live button up there, that means that you are watching the replay. So please hashtag replay. If you're popping on, say hello. Give me some fun thing that you're going to do today or this weekend. I really enjoy seeing that, and let's get started. So we're just going to do it on this one eye so I don't take up a whole lot of your time. And so you're going to take your concealer. I do use the lightest concealer that we have is Scarlet, and I use that one to really even out the skin tone. And then give your makeup, it's like a primer, okay? So I'm using a flat brush. This is our cream shadow brush is what this is that I'm using. It's pretty dense and flat, and you can be pretty darn precise where you're putting it. So I already did my brows and I did clean them up, but I'm just going to add a little bit more up in that area. So this is going to remain pretty tacky, which is good, but it oftentimes will leave you not being able to blend really well. So we're going to do a little trick on that. Now, I might have put just a little bit too much concealer on, so I'm taking a dry blending bud and just kind of tapping around, just absorbing anything that didn't need to be there. Okay. So that evens out the skin tone. It's going to act as your primer. What I am going to do is I'm going to take a clean blending brush, and then I'm going to take pressed powder. So I am using this in a shade lighter than my skin tone. And I'm going to start up by the brow and kind of work my way down, but I'm not going to go on the lid. Leave the lid as is. We want that lid to really stay tacky so that it grabs onto that color and it keeps it there. But the reason why we are putting it up here in this area is to allow for a softer blend of those shadows that get put on, okay? And I'm just going to move you a little bit. Okay, so let me look at what I have here. Okay. So we are going to start with Witty, which is this one right here. This is like a pumpkin orange. I am going to grab my fluffy crease brush and grab just a little bit of color. We want it to be really soft, and you're going to go just above your crease, the crease of your eye, which is like on your crease bone. Just add a little bit of color on. Now I think I might have started with a little bit too much. So what I do at that point is I stop. Don't keep blending with that same brush, because if you keep blending with that same brush, you're just going to keep adding more and more product. I'm going to go back to that clean blending brush that I used earlier with that setting powder. I just brushed it off, and now I'm going to use this to continue blending. Okay, so this is going to soften it up. So that is a little tip for you. If you find yourself applying too much eyeshadow, just stop immediately. As soon as you realize that it's too much, just stop and grab a clean brush and use that clean brush to continue your blending process. I'm probably going to spend a lot of time blending today because I did find that on this side it did require a lot of blending to get that really soft, smooth transition. Okay, so go back to that clean brush. And this is a really good tip if you just in general, is always have a clean blending brush right next to you and blend your shadows out every step of the way, okay? Because if you do it every step of the way, make sure they're really soft, it's really blended, then the whole look is really going to come together. If you kind of wait and try to blend it all at the end really smooth, you're going to end up like like moving all the colors together, right? Okay. Okay. So now I am going to take this next color, and I totally forgot what color this is. What did I use to pop these out? So this one is Gingerly. I should have known that. Gingerly, Thankful, and Ambiguous. So the purple is ambiguous. Okay, so Gingerly. So that first one that we used was Witty. The second one that we're going to use is Gingerly, which is this one right here. Okay, so this one, I'm going to grab more of a dense packing brush. It's not super dense. It's still a little bit on the fluffy side. Tap it off, remember? And then this one you're going to pack onto your lid. So you see how I'm holding it down low? That's going to push that color up. So when you get up close to that, the line where it touches Witty, you're going to want to hold your brush in a, like up and pushing down, okay? Because you don't want to push that color up even further. It's most important right in that kind of in that transition where the two Gingerly and Witty connect is where, because we're going to end up going over with a blue and a purple. Grab just a little bit more. So I'm still right now, I'm still holding that brush pointing up, but that's because I'm touching the lid in a lower place than the two colors connect. Does that make sense? I hope so. I hope so. So this is my clean blending brush that I'm just going back and forth to really soften up those transitions. Okay. Here's another tip that I just recently started doing is I will actually take a picture with my eyes down as I'm going through the process, and in the picture I can tell a lot easier if there's areas that need to be blended than for whatever reason me actually looking. Like right now, it looks absolutely perfectly blended to me, but if I took a picture of it, I bet you there would be areas that would kind of stand out as needing a little bit more blending. And I really did that on this side. So that's kind of a step if you wanted to add a little bit of technique. You can just take a picture halfway through and see how the blending is coming. Or maybe you don't have the problem like I do. I should be able to see it, right? I should be able to tell. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, let's see, did I do this one? No, I think I used, oh, I know what I used. Okay, so this liner shader brush, this is the end that I used to pack on Gingerly, which was that brown. And now I'm going to use this end for that purple, so ambiguous, okay? So I'm just tapping a little on. And this is just allowing me to have a little bit more control about where it goes. So this is going to be, I'm starting kind of at my lash line, although I am going to be putting that blue right at the lash line. So I'm not super worried about where, like how close and how perfect I'm getting it to that lash line. And now I'm just kind of going up that eye. I'm sure there's probably a different brush that could be used for this, but I really like this one because I have a lot of control of where it goes, because I'm really just focusing on that mid. So like your lid right here, I'm kind of just focusing on the bottom half of that lid. And so there's not a lot of space right there, and you could make some mistakes. So I think this brush is really working for this process. Okay. Now I'm gently going to take this brush and rub back and forth because I don't want that purple to get mixed in with that brown, okay? Now I am going to take my liner brush, which is this really small brush, and grab that blue. So that's Thankful. And this one I'm going to go right along the lash line. And it's easier for me when I kind of pull it out a little bit because it removes like kind of that fold in my eye that I have, so I know where I'm putting it. And I'm just really focusing right in the lashes, like basically rubbing it into the lashes itself. And then I'll come up the lid just a little bit. Now when I did the other eye on this one, I did pack in a few times. I went back in, especially once I get that mascara on. I realized that that blue needed to be just a little bit bolder to really show up. Okay. Now I'm going to grab just a little bit more and come along my lower lash line. And then I'm going to stop about halfway through, although I can tell that I got some in that corner already just from the upper lid. So there's that blue. See that? All right. So now I'm going to actually use that same brush that I used that blue. I'm cleaning it off on my towel here. And I'm going to grab more of that purple because I really want to pack that on. But again, I want to have control over it. It's not one that I want to be blended around. Okay. Now I'm going to go to my crease brush and grab a little bit of that, what did I use? I used the Witty, which was the brighter orange, the very first orange we started with. And this one I'm going to dust right here in the corner. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I used this because that did not seem right. I totally forgot what I used already. I'm going to go back to my liner brush, that thin one that we were using, and that's what I'm going to use with Witty, the orange. And then, so I start right in the corner, but then as I'm connecting to that blue, I come down under that blue. So you almost have two liners, okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to that clean blending brush and just make sure that this is really blended up here into a very soft transition, but I have to be very careful not to grab that blue or that purple because you don't want that moving all around, okay? Now I'm gonna go back with that, the liner shader brush, and I'm gonna use the shader side. So that's the one that I used to pack on that purple, and I'm gonna grab just a little bit more. So pretty. Oh my gosh, I love this look. Okay, so let me straighten out those lashes. And then grab your lash curler. Oh, how is everybody? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. This is a fun, fun look. You can really do this look with any number of colors. I felt like being bright and cheery today, so that's why we got blue and purple. Okay, so nice and curled lashes, Primer, always start with your primer. Why do you want a primer? You want a primer because, for one, it immediately conditions your lashes. Like, that is the biggest thing right off the bat, is it's going to condition your lashes. And the healthier your lashes are, you're not going to have break off. They're going to be longer. They're going to be fuller. Just overall healthier, okay? Second thing is it's like a hairspray for your lashes. And so we just curled my lashes, right? And I want that now to stay curled. So putting it on immediately is going to help those lashes stay curled. And then the third thing is, because it sits on your lashes, it actually creates volume and it creates like thickness. So when you put your mascara, it goes over the top of the product. So it appears that your natural lashes are actually that thick and then that long. And then it also helps add the length as well. The other thing is it helps keep that mascara set. So if you have any problems with running or flaking in whatever mascara you use, a primer could really be a good idea for you. Now, it does go on white, but as it dries clear. So you don't have to worry about like making sure that every part of the primer is covered because it's white and it's going to show. You don't have that problem with this. Okay, so I usually wait until it's almost all the way dry. Now, the other trick to your mascara is look down. When you look down, you pull those lashes away from the lid, and so you have less of an opportunity to get that mascara all over your lid, because I tend to do that. I tend to get my mascara everywhere. In fact, on this other eye that I did, I had to wipe a lot of it off and redo my shadow because I got mascara all over it. And I feel like I wasn't having this problem that long ago. Like, I had stopped having that problem, and all of a sudden I started having it again. Okay, so now here's a little bit of a tip. Take your blow dryer, put it on medium heat, but high volume, high air blowing. Let it warm up that gel again. And then take your brush here and really start at the bottom of those lashes, separating them. And then once they're separated, you shoot it with cool air. And then it freezes it. Alright, so there you go. I got a little bit there. All right, so now to kind of clean that up a little bit, I'm going to go back to that. Actually, no. I'm going to go back to my fluffy crease brush, which had the product on it, and just kind of soften that up a little bit. Okay. Then I'll take my mascara and we'll finish up that bottom lash. And there you go. Isn't that such a pretty eye look? I love it. I love it. So today I'm gonna do I'm gonna mix liners or lipsticks again. I'm gonna grab Successful, and which one is this? This is Subtle. So I think I did this combination just recently this week. So I take just a little bit of the two liquid lipsticks and mix them together. Okay. And I'm brushing it on pretty lightly, just to add just a little bit of color to that lip, but that the lip not be the main focus, that the main focus be this amazing eye look. How awesome is that? Where is my towel? So I can brush the rest of this off, or wipe the rest of this off, and that's it. That's it. I hope you guys have a fabulous Friday. Thank you for joining me. If you want any more tips on this, please reach out to me because I have some more tips I can share on a smoky eye and how you can do it with different colors. So this is a smoky eye technique, but it's not a dark smoky eye. And I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I will see you guys later. Thank you. Bye.